Okay, you guys ready for the premium tier beast, the 865 5G mobile platform?
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Anwijaya Saputra with my partner Muhammad Hanif Imaduddin. We'll promote our product, the Qualcomm Snapdragon 865. Firstly, I will explain what is the Snapdragon chipset. So basically, Snapdragon is an on-chip system which is a superior product from the Qualcomm company. Usually, this device is widely on smartphones that use the Android operating system or iOS. Said to be system on chip because it is inside our device or our phone. Many mobile vendors feel proud when their production is powered by the Qualcomm Snapdragon chipset. Therefore, mobile phones with the Snapdragon chipset sell more than mobile phones with chipset from other manufacturers. Until now, many smartphone manufacturers have used the Snapdragon chipset as a chip system uh, for its products. In addition, there are a number of laptop products also using Snapdragon, them such as like Samsung, Galaxy, HP, Lenovo, and other products. In addition, Snapdragon chipset certainly has many functions because Snapdragon is a system of chip that has components that are interrelated with one another. Some functions include as a data processor, as a visual image processor, as a storage medium, as an internet connector, as an audio data processor, as a signal processor, and as a security system. Here I want to promote the new brand of the Qualcomm product. It was a Snapdragon 865 chipset. The Snapdragon 865 chipset is from the Snapdragon 800 series chipset. The Snapdragon 800 series is included in the high-class Snapdragon. Therefore, this type has so many important features. Snapdragon 800 families always brings a qualified chipset to be able to run a variety of so many heavy games. Performance tends to be good even though Snapdragon 800 series products don't always work. One of the Snapdragon 800 products lines that were somewhat failed at the time of the early Snapdragon chipset, such as Snapdragon 808 or Snapdragon 810, which tends to be quite hot. Then the Snapdragon 800 series shows its fangs when the Snapdragon 820 and Snapdragon 821 chipsets are present. The Snapdragon 865 chipset is so many features that cannot be used in the other chipset. The first features is for the camera. The Snapdragon 865 chipset is equipped with the latest Spectra 480 image processing chip. Its main advantage is that it can handle camera sensors with the resolutions up to 200 megapixels. The Spectra features can also retrieve data from multiple camera sensors at one time, which makes it possible to present multi-camera photo and video features. Maybe you think that the ability to handle 200 megapixel sensor is excessive for now, but the fact is the high resolution camera sensors like 40 megapixels or even 108 megapixels cannot be utilized optimally because the ISP or image signal processor isn't fast enough. This is what Qualcomm is trying to overcome with the Snapdragon 865 with the presence of the new Spectra features. The Spectra features can also be used to record until 8K video resolutions, which is claimed to be the first time on your smartphone. Then for the videos with a 4K resolution, it can now be recorded with until the 120 frames per second. With that high resolution, you can take until 4 times slow motion features. The second feature is you can play so many games with this Snapdragon 865 chipset. The Qualcomm claims the Snapdragon 865 performance, both CPU and the GPU increased by 25% compared to its predecessor. With the faster performance, the Qualcomm called the Snapdragon 865 can bring the new experience for the gamers. You can play game with the 144Hz screen. The Snapdragon 865 chipset with its the new architecture can be used to play the high performance games while still keeping the temperature low. They also have the feature called Game Color Plus, which can improve the quality of existing games even if the developer doesn't update the game. The third Snapdragon 865 features is the artificial intelligence. The artificial intelligence in the Snapdragon 865 is said to have AI processing performance that can increase dramatically and is claimed to make the speed of the facial recognition or voice command recognition that is much faster than before. That increased performance of AI processors and neural network optimization can make AI computing twice faster than Snapdragon 855 and 5 times faster than the Snapdragon 845. Then this AI Snapdragon 865 can also be useful in 2D or 3D image processing, also connected to the Spectra processor to process photos or the videos. In all these advanced features, you can get so many features that offered by the Snapdragon 865. You can take the photos and videos with the high resolution. Your smartphone will support the 5G technology, and your smartphone can run various games smoothly. The technology offered from this chipset will certainly facilitate the variety of your work, because your smartphone is already supported by a sophisticated and capable chipset. With the Snapdragon 865, you can get the experience that never felt before. And also there are so many features offered from this chipset, which will be continued by my friend.
Hi everyone! Snapdragon 865 SoC is the successor to his younger brother, Snapdragon 855, which was launched at the Snapdragon Tech Summit event held in December 2019 in Maui, Hawaii. As my friend explained earlier about the superior features of the Snapdragon 865 SoC, this time I will discuss this feature more deeper than before, and will make a little comparison with the previous version of the SoC, which is the Snapdragon 855. The first thing I will discuss is performance. It can be ascertained in the performance that is latest Snapdragon version is faster than the previous version. When compared to Snapdragon version 855, Snapdragon 865 using Qualcomm Cryo 585 CPU and Qualcomm Adreno 650 GPU has increased performance by 25%, with power efficiency increasing by 25% for CPU and 35% for GPU. It means that the Snapdragon 865, even though it gets an increase in performance, doesn't need to worry about the power consumption. The fast power consumption with lower power efficiency can be separated from the SoC configuration. The configuration of the SoC Snapdragon 865 is 7 nanometer. The small configuration of the SoC making the higher performance with lower power consumption. The most interesting thing in this Snapdragon X65 is the updatable GPU driver. So when new games is launched and require higher graphic specification than before, you don't need to replace your smartphone with a newer SoC. You only need to update the GPU driver in Snapdragon X65. Qualcomm works with Google to provide update drivers on Google Play. The next feature is about connectivity. By using Snapdragon X65, you can use 5G networks more than Snapdragon 855 with download speed up to 7.5 gigabit per second. With that speed, you can download movies in just second time. Moreover, Qualcomm promise you can enjoy the best quality 4G signal by using it. The X55 modem in SoC can have a large and stable connection range. This makes the power available on smartphones more efficient even though using 4G and 5G connection simultaneously. In addition, the modem in the SoC is also compatible with non-standalone and standalone modes along with dynamic spectrum sharing, which allows 5G to operate in the 4G spectrum. The next amazing thing is the sophistication of the AI. The next amazing thing is the sophistication of the AI. Artificial intelligence features in smartphones are important because they can make it easier for us to use smartphone. For example, when you take a picture, AI can identify the background, skin, hair, eyes, and clothing. Then process all these objects instantly, then process them into a good picture. AI that is embedded in Snapdragon is also equipped with a Qualcomm sensing hub that can make AI feel your presence around it. So that process running in the background or sensor can be stopped when you leave the smartphone. This makes the power available on the smartphone more efficient. AI will also be easier to understand what you say and can translate it into other language instantly without internet and without delay. Of course, we can't buy Snapdragon X65 in bulk because the Snapdragon X65 is raw component which still need to be refined inside a smartphone. Smartphone that using Snapdragon X65 is Samsung S11 series, which is Samsung S11, S11 Pro, and S11 Ultra. And then Oppo with Find X2 Pro and Xiaomi with Mi 10. Thank you for your nice attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.